Lesson 60. The Hierarchy. The Church is a closely organised and united society, including the hierarchy and the faithful. All members render loving obedience to the infallible Vicar of Christ, who rules as a good shepherd. Who are the members of the hierarchy? The members of the hierarchy, or the ruling powers of the Church, are the Pope, Supreme Pontiff, cardinals, patriarchs, archbishops, bishops, prelates or abbots, nullius, apostolic administrators, vicars apostolic, prefects apostolic, and ecclesiastical superiors of missions, sui juris. The hierarchy is the orderly disposition of the ranks and orders of the clergy with ordinary jurisdiction. The teaching church, the ruling body, an army of leaders under its head, the Vicar of Christ, having care and control of the holy and sacred things of the church. Persons become members of the hierarchy in two different ways: by the power of orders and by the power of jurisdiction. The power of orders is given by the sacrament of holy orders. It is the power to sanctify, a permanent spiritual power that no earthly authority can take away. The power of jurisdiction is given by a superior to enable a subject to exercise his spiritual authority lawfully. This power may be limited and revoked by legitimate authority. How do the members of the hierarchy differ in their power of orders? The members of the hierarchy are divided into three classes with different power of orders: deacons, priests, and bishops. This order of rank and power has been in force in the Church from the time of the Apostles. These three classes were foreshadowed in the high priest, priests, and Levites of the Old Law. They also had counterparts in our Lord, the Apostles, and the disciples. Our Lord gave full powers to the 12 Apostles, but only limited power to the disciples. Deacons can baptize, preach, and give Holy Communion. The Apostles ordained the first deacons. Priests have higher orders than deacons. They can offer the holy sacrifice of the Mass and forgive sins in the sacrament of penance. They can administer all sacraments except those of confirmation and holy orders. Priests with special faculties may administer confirmation. In the Catholic Eastern rites, priests administer confirmation immediately after baptism. The priests were prefigured in the 72 disciples of our Lord. The word priest is derived from the Greek presbyter, which means the elder, a term used by the first converted Jews. A priest is addressed Father. Bishops have full power of orders. They are the successors of the apostles. A bishop administers all the sacraments. He alone administers holy orders. He consecrates holy oils, churches, chalices, etc. Archbishops, primates, patriarchs, and even the Pope himself have no fuller power of orders than a bishop of a missionary diocese. How do the members of the hierarchy differ in the power of jurisdiction? The members of the hierarchy differ in the power of jurisdiction according to the extension and importance of the territory or office given to govern. In organisation, the Church is like a vast army. The Pope, its visible head, is commander-in-chief of this army. He has jurisdiction and supreme and sovereign power and authority over the entire Church. He is formally addressed, Your Holiness. Cardinals, appointed by the Pope, are his principal advisers and assistants in the government of the Church. Till December 1959 they were limited to 70. At present there is no limitation to their number. Together they form the Apostolic or Sacred College of Cardinals, the Senate of the Church. Assemblies of cardinals presided over by the Pope are called consistories. The College of Cardinals in solemn conclave elect a new Pope when the see falls vacant. Some of the cardinals stationed in Rome are heads of the various congregations and offices of the Roman Curia, while nearly all residing outside of Rome are patriarchs and archbishops of important dioceses the world over. A cardinal is addressed Your Eminence. Patriarch is a bishop who holds the highest rank after the Pope. in jurisdiction. An archbishop is the head of an archdiocese, a bishop of a diocese, an abbot or prelate nullius of an abbacy or prelature separated from any diocese. An apostolic visitor is usually a temporary head of a vacant jurisdiction, a vicar apostolic. Always a bishop is head of a vicariate. A prefect apostolic, not a bishop, of a prefecture, and an ecclesiastical superior of a mission sui juris, an independent although small territory. Archbishops and bishops are entitled Most Reverend, and formally addressed Your Excellency. The other prelates, not bishops, are entitled Right or Very Reverend Monsignor or Father. Legates, nuncios, internuncios, and apostolic delegates are representatives of the Holy Father, having ordinary or extraordinary jurisdiction from the Supreme Pontiff. They are members of the hierarchy. A legate, usually a cardinal, is sent for extraordinary occasions, as to preside at a plenary council, an international Eucharistic Congress, or some special function. A nuncio is the highest diplomatic representative of the Pope. His ranking is equivalent to that of an ambassador extraordinaire. Today, nuncios are the deans of the diplomatic corps accredited to their respective nations. An internuncio is equivalent to a minister plenipotentiary. An apostolic delegate is a papal representative without diplomatic status. These various papal representatives serve as intermediaries between the Holy See and the hierarchy of the country where they are stationed. In the United States, there is an apostolic delegate. Besides the ordinary powers of jurisdiction, he has an apostolic delegate, the Holy See. Besides the ordinary powers of jurisdiction he has as an apostolic delegate, the Holy See has delegated to him extraordinary powers. He ranks first among all the archbishops and bishops of the country, with the exception of the cardinals. Titular archbishops and bishops are those who hold the title of a see that formerly existed. Usually they do not have but delegated jurisdiction. Auxiliary and coadjutor bishops are titular bishops appointed to assist a residential bishop. The coadjutor is given the right of succession to the residential. Pastors and priests, although they belong to the hierarchy and the power of orders, are not prelates in the strict sense of the term, for they have a very limited jurisdiction in the external forum of ruling the church. Honorary prelates are those with a title but without jurisdiction. They are given the honour as a distinction for their works and zeal in promoting the welfare of the church. The title of archbishop given to a bishop is called ad personam. The titles of protonotary, apostolic, domestic prelate, and papal chamberlain are given to priests for the same reasons. The first two are entitled Right Reverend Monsignor, and the last Very Reverend Monsignor.